It was supposed to be a relaxing weekend for the two sisters, while their parents enjoyed a brief vacation. With the entire house to themselves, a kitchen full of snacks, and a marathon of movies planned, excitement filled the air. Initially, everything seemed perfectly fine, but soon subtle disturbances crept into their quiet home. Lights began to mysteriously flicker, and unsettling, creaking noises echoed throughout the halls. Even when both sisters sat completely still, they nervously joked about ghosts and blamed the strange occurrences on their old, creaky house. But then came that unforgettable night when the paranormal activity escalated beyond denial.
What was that noise?
I think your doll just moved.
Shut up.
No, I'm serious.
No, you're not.
In the chilling footage, the doll stand eerily begins to rotate, coming to a halt briefly before spinning again, this time with greater force. Moments later, the bedroom door swings open entirely on its own, as if inviting some unseen presence inside. Seconds pass before the doll suddenly topples to the floor, violently pushed by an invisible, possibly demonic force. The girls screamed in terror, rushing out of the room and slamming the door tightly shut behind them. From that haunting moment, they've refused to approach the doll, prompting their parents to lock it away in the attic to ease their fears. Now the family is seriously considering either having their home cleansed of its supernatural entities or leaving altogether. Regardless, the sisters have vowed never to step foot into that haunted room again. Hospitals are typically sanctuaries of healing, but for Celeste, a night shift employee, the hospital she worked in harbored a chilling reputation among the staff for paranormal activity. Co-workers whispered nervously about shadowy figures lurking in deserted quarters and disembodied voices softly calling their names from empty rooms. Most dismissed these supernatural experiences as hallucinations brought on by exhaustion, but Celeste was convinced something truly haunted was occurring. Determined to uncover the truth behind these ghostly claims, she began recording her rounds late into the night, hoping to catch something paranormal on camera.
Hola, yo hoy quiero contar mi experiencia acá en el Hospital Nacional grabando los pasillos. Realmente, aunque no se vio nada paranormal, pero sí que el ambiente estaba muy pesado. Yo ando grabando de noche sola los pasillos, ¿verdad? Pero nunca vi cosas paranormales. Escuché la historia de María Soledad acá en el Hospital Nacional, me entró la curiosidad y quise grabar, pero no se vio nada. Pero sí, en los primeros días que estuve grabando me dolió mucho la cabeza, como 3 días me estuvo doliendo mucho la cabeza. Pero vamos a seguir grabando.
Initially, Celeste's recordings yielded no evidence of supernatural activity. However, that calm was abruptly shattered one evening when the paranormal occurrences intensified. As Celeste cautiously patrolled an empty hallway, a disturbing demonic growl was clearly captured on her phone's audio. Curiously, she hadn't heard the sinister noise at the time, only uncovering the chilling audio later when reviewing her footage. The menacing growls continued to follow her, each recording becoming increasingly louder and more aggressive. Upon reaching the elevators, Celeste witnessed doors inexplicably opening and closing, suggesting some unseen supernatural presence shadowed her every step through the abandoned hospital. It dawned on her then, something sinister was stalking her, possibly drawing strength from a rising terror. Determined to confront this entity, Celeste returned a few nights later to the notorious top floor, infamous among staff for persistent supernatural phenomena. As Celeste ascended the stairs, terrifying growls interwoven with the haunting, tuneless humming of a woman echoed eerily through the halls. Reaching the final door at the top, she discovered a pentagram etched ominously onto its surface, a clear warning that something evil and demonic waited within. Days later, precisely at 3 a.m., Celeste documented a terrifying event. Growling sounds reverberated from behind the marked door, and a dark, shadowy figure materialized clearly in the footage. Yet when Celeste courageously opened the door to confront the entity, nothing physical remained. When she posted her paranormal encounters online, viewers were deeply unsettled, theorizing that the hospital harbors a malevolent spirit or perhaps the restless ghost of someone who tragically died there. But the question remains, what do you believe? Bob Gimlin uploaded an intriguing clip to YouTube titled, "My Paranormal Evidence, Some of the Best I've Ever Seen." In the video description, Bob details his experiences working as a night manager at a resort, mentioning that part of his duties included nighttime patrols of the spa area. On October 22, 2016, Bob was excited to test out his brand new iPhone, eager to see the quality of the camera by taking random photos around the spa during his routine patrol. He took a total of 118 pictures that evening. Upon reviewing these images, Bob noticed something extremely unsettling in several of them.
But I don't even remember when I noticed the figures in the frames. But I know it wasn't the night I took them. It must have been in the following days. Which brings us to our first apparition. So first I look down this long, creepy hallway. Then I turn to go into one of the service rooms, have a look about for whatever reason. And then I get fixated on this window at the end of the hall. I take 3 photos of the window. And then one at the floor. The baseboard, maybe. And I must have walked away. I'm looking at the window from a distance, but I'm heading back to it. And then here is the first of several in this sequence that seem to depict something else, to the right of the flash. And if you're not convinced, You can see it better on the live capture, and I'll replay it. Again, I didn't even notice the figure in this sequence until I started working on this video. This was not the subject of this video. I haven't even gotten to the good part yet. And it's easy to think at first that this silhouette is just me, but it's not, because I'm holding the phone in front of my face. And you can even make out that there's no arm between where the figure is and the flash. Just to be clear, I'm holding the phone to my face on the left. To prove that the silhouette on the right isn't me, look at this photo from earlier, from a few photos ago. See, no figure. I'm the only silhouette in the picture, with the flash in front of my face. And then about 10 pictures later, in the same spot, I'm not the only figure in frame.
In the reflection captured on the spa's window, a shadowy, dark figure appears unmistakably beside Bob. Convinced he had documented authentic paranormal phenomena, Bob shared his findings online, and many YouTube viewers agreed that what he captured was genuine supernatural evidence. But what's your opinion? Did Bob truly capture paranormal activity, or is there another explanation? Share your thoughts below. Larita, a mother of 3, was at home with her children when she suddenly noticed alarming signs of a break-in. Terrified, she quickly grabbed 2 of her kids and fled outside, only to realize in horror moments later that her youngest child was still trapped inside. Without a second thought, Larita raced back into the house, but as she desperately searched for her child, the situation spiraled into pure terror. She quickly realized the intruder wasn't human, but something far more sinister.
Come over here. Shit. What happened?
Dude, run. There's a guy inside.
Okay.
Run. Hey, where's your sister?
She's in her room sleeping.
She's inside?
Yeah.
Dude, look. There's a shadow.
What the heck?
Told you there was somebody in here.
Remember it in here?
Dude.
No. The door just closed over there.
Amber. Baby, come here. Are you in here? Dude. Like, pull it back.
Oh my god.
Pull it back.
Tell me
what's in here. No, I did.
Go to the front door, Miles.
Dude, nobody's there. No one's at the front door.
Who rang the doorbell?
It's knocking, but there's nobody there. Dude.
There's no one there.
Should I open it?
No.
The noise is coming back. Getting louder and louder.
Oh my. Now it's the doorbell there?
What is going on here?
The front doorbell kept ringing frantically, as though someone, or something, was aggressively pressing it nonstop. Larita tried desperately to reach her youngest child's room, but the door refused to open, held shut by an unseen, supernatural force blocking her path. The terror she felt was overwhelming and unbearable. Since that harrowing night, Larita and her family have urgently sought a new home, determined to escape the relentless and malevolent entity haunting them. They plan to move as quickly as possible because nobody deserves to live trapped in fear with such a frightening presence within their walls. A woman named Delaney frequently shares content on TikTok, mostly featuring pugs and other cheerful topics, according to her bio. However, among her usual adorable uploads, there's one deeply disturbing video that stands out starkly. In 2023, Delaney had set up a baby monitor in her child's bedroom. One night, compelled by an uneasy feeling, She checked the live feed and was immediately gripped by sheer terror at what appeared on the screen. In the left corner of the room, clearly visible against the wall, stood an eerie, shadowy figure. This dark entity remained completely still at first, but then horrifyingly extended its ghostly arm toward the child's bed. The phantom hand hovered terrifyingly close to the peacefully sleeping child, oblivious to the ominous presence looming nearby. After lingering for just a chilling moment, the spectral figure withdrew slowly back into the shadows. Whatever this sinister apparition was, it's certainly not something anyone would want to encounter. And personally, if I ever witnessed such terrifying paranormal activity in my own home, I'd probably be tempted to burn it down immediately. William Davies was relaxing in his bedroom, preparing to settle in for the night when he noticed the subtle creaking of his door. Initially, he assumed it was merely a random draft, but the eerie sound persisted repeatedly. With no open windows or active heating, the creaking became undeniably suspicious. Feeling uneasy, William decided to grab his phone and record, thinking perhaps the hinges were loose or the door misaligned.
Whatever that was. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, just move back a bit then. Oh, not amazing. You get too close to the door. Whoa. Postman? No way. Holy shit. Makes me wonder. Strange. Definitely urgent now. By the clock. What? I'm definitely hearing things. Whoa. Not possible. Got some pull on it as well.
The bedroom door mysteriously swings on its own, moving as though deliberately guided by an unseen force. As William pans his camera slowly around the room, the cabinet beside his dresser unexpectedly opens with clear intent. There's no audible disturbance, no breeze, and nothing visible to explain the paranormal activity. William anxiously replays the footage repeatedly, noting how precisely the objects moved, almost as if something invisible was responding specifically to his actions. He meticulously checks hinges, tests the cabinet doors, and places various items inside to ensure nothing naturally shifted. But everything remains completely still until he begins recording again. That night, William keeps every light on, attempting to rest, deeply unsettled not merely by what he witnessed, but by the chilling certainty that something supernatural in his room had deliberately revealed itself, aware that he was watching. Paranormal investigators Elliot and Joe from the Ghost Theory YouTube channel set out to explore an eerie abandoned house hidden deep within the woods. Intrigued by unsettling reports of paranormal activity, including sightings of a shadowy figure lurking within, the duo decided to investigate further. Unlike other abandoned properties they'd explored, this one appeared disturbingly untouched, as if the residents had suddenly vanished, leaving everything perfectly preserved. After an initial daytime walkthrough, Elliot and Joe returned at night, immediately noticing something strange. A previously inactive TV had mysteriously turned on. As they cautiously moved upstairs, their stationary camera on the ground floor captured something truly unsettling.
Is there anyone here that can hear us, who can make contact?
I swear I just heard music. What is that noise? Hang on. Is that the fridge?
I can't hear anything.
The world's loudest fridge.
It's the humming still. It's
No, there's... sounds like a drill.
It's like water, isn't it?
No.
Is that not like there's water pouring? What the is that? I can't tell if that's in there or downstairs. But we need to look either way, whatever we're doing. You can actually off the f***ing radiator. On camera. That was not on when I went upstairs.
With nobody downstairs, an old radio spontaneously sprang to life. Joe, startled by the unexpected noise, nearly jumped out of his skin upon discovering the radio playing by itself. Growing increasingly anxious, they wondered if someone else might be hiding in the house. It was then Joe recalled the static camera they'd set up, hoping it had captured the inexplicable event.
That camera's got that whole room in shot. And this. Sort of.
Yeah.
Like, how do we walk up and turn that on without being on camera? How does anyone walk up to that to turn it on without being on camera? It's impossible. Like, I'm absolutely obviously not saying that someone's here and turned that on. But
you never know either.
we need to see on camera that actually turning itself on, because at least we can rule out whatever.
I know that there's probably a logical explanation for that. Maybe. But that is shit scary.
We weren't even up there for very long. There it goes. That's literally just turned on. We were up there for a couple of minutes.
Seriously?
Yeah. We would have literally been upstairs for about 6 or 7 minutes. Well, we were upstairs for 9 minutes, I guess. It only takes a couple of seconds to just get up the stairs. I'm just showing this on this camera so you can see it unedited. There it goes. It's like someone literally presses a button on it, and it just clicks and turns on. Okay, there's being on a timer.
You can't do that, can you? Can you do that?
Still shaken, Elliot and Joe moved to the adjacent room, where Joe soon experienced something he hadn't anticipated.
This is one of those ones again, where you call out, nothing happens, and...
Ah! Ah! Ooh! Ooh! Wow!
Ah!
That's funky!
Oh, I felt that!
Oh, wow!
Ah! Did that hurt?
It still is.
Oh.
That's mind-boggling. What twat makes an invisible coffee table? It literally, the books are... Off, you bastard!
What?
Was an Argentine band formed by Louis.
Just go away! Wow.
I was already shot to bits.
That really hurts, but okay, good.
Now nursing a freshly broken leg, Joe decided to test the haunting further, boldly asking questions to determine if the house truly was inhabited by spirits.
Is there someone here? We're both very confused about this house. There's rumours that it's haunted. We've been told that it's potentially haunted, even shown proof. Is there a shadow man in this house? I hate this place. I don't like that. What? That is footsteps on the wooden floor.
When Joe asked specifically about the shadow man, he immediately received a chilling response. A sudden loud bang echoed from a nearby room, causing Joe to stumble backward in terror. Elliot bravely led the way, and together they nervously checked each room, confirming no other physical presence. Joe daringly brought up the shadow man once again, and the resulting activity sent chills down their spines.
Well, last time I mentioned a shadow figure, we had what sounds like walking. Can you do that again? Are you the shadow man that we've been hearing and someone else has seen? Oh, yes, it is.
Another startling noise, triggered directly by mentioning the shadow man, felt far too coincidental, reinforcing their belief that they were indeed communicating with a dark entity. Deeply unsettled by the escalating paranormal phenomena experienced throughout the night, Elliot and Joe decided they'd seen enough and hurriedly made their way out of the haunted house.